You all want to kill him so bad. You won't mind coming through me first.
Because of the hype surrounding the release of Yakuza 6, I thought it might be fun to look back at where the franchise started with Yakuza No. 1 on the PS2. Released in Japan in 2005 before going international in 2006, Yakuza was labeled as the Japanese Grand Theft Auto, which I always felt was misleading since the design and gameplay elements of Yakuza are completely different to Rockstar's Juggernaut, although I'm getting ahead of myself.
You idiots! This fucker's leaving here in a body bag.
The game casts you as serious protagonist Kiryu Kazuma, a Yakuza who takes the blame when his friend murders the leader of the Yakuza clan. After spending 10 years behind bars, Kazuma becomes tangled in a feud between gangs over the disappearance of 10 billion yen and a mysterious girl. I'm probably going to anger a lot of people by saying this, but Grand Theft Auto doesn't have the best storyline. I won't argue it has great characters with excellent writing and voice acting, but the storylines never grabbed me. Yakuza, on the other hand, had so much more depth and nuance. There was genuine character development with twists and turns to keep you hooked. The cutscenes, which were mostly in-game, had excellent animation and direction. So much more work clearly went into this game's narrative. In retrospective, the first Yakuza is unique because it's the only game in the series to be dubbed in English. Sega America spent a fortune on recruiting A-list talents like Michael Manson and Mark Hamill. At the time, it was actually uncommon for games to feature Hollywood actors, so it was a real treat to hear Mark Hamill's evil portrayal of Goro Majima. The voice acting was really good and definitely exceeded expectations for English dubs in 2006, but it's not without fault. The excessive swearing in Yakuza can grate on your ears. It's obvious the translator was trying to replicate GTA and take it one step further. Because of the poor sales of the first game, Sega no longer thought it was financially rewarding to dub the Yakuza games and left the Japanese dub intact with subsequent releases.
This is the part where you're supposed to laugh! Laugh, you stupid motherfucker!
As I mentioned before, Yakuza is wrongfully labeled as the Japanese GTA. Yes, the game uses the dark, gritty underbelly as its background, but the gameplay isn't like GTA. There's no driving cars or killing innocent people. You exclusively fight other criminals, and in that respect, your character is more like Robin Hood. In fact, no one actually dies in this game, they just apologize despite being stabbed or punched in the ribs. Yakuza is probably more akin to an RPG with random encounters that dole out experience. While recent Yakuza games have been praised for their smooth controls, the same can't be said about this game, where the controls lack the fluidity of its sequels. The combat is still fun as you dish out heavy blows and visceral special attacks, like throwing this guy into a pond. Nice. In between missions, you're free to run around the map and engage in various side activities, such as baseball, cage fights, gambling, and skill testers. You can also visit hostess clubs and date women. The map in the first Yakuza was small compared to most open world games, but it featured a higher level of detail and interaction. The world just feels so much more alive than GTA. Because of this combination of fist-fighting and mundane activities, Yakuza has been hailed as the spiritual successor to Shenmue. And no, I'm not just saying that because everyone else says it. I actually do own Shenmue 1 and 2 on the Sega Dreamcast, as he gloats in a very arrogant way. Back in 2006, this game looked really good on the PS2 with excellent character models and highly detailed environments, although some of the NPCs don't look so hot during their close-up. Also, because of the PS2's field rendering, the jaggies are more pronounced, especially when blown up on an HD TV. On the bright side, the PAL version features a 60Hz option, and you can even play the game in widescreen, but the minimap does look a bit stretched in widescreen.
Don't hold back. Here's to a dirty night for the two of us.
I really enjoyed playing the original Yakuza again, but if you're curious about seeing the origins of the franchise, I think you might be better off getting the remake on the PS4, especially since copies on the PS2 are becoming harder to find at a reasonable price. Hopefully this won't be my only look at the Yakuza franchise, since the sequels were consistently good, and many people would argue that number 2 was probably the best.